Good day, podcast community. Pete Kane here, Podcast Pete, and certified lifestyle coach. Now we have a person on our show, a special guest. This is her first podcast, so I want you to wish her the best and know that we all do things for the first time. The first time is not the best because we get better after each one. So, Jana, tell our viewers who you are, what you do, and who you serve. And then we'll get into our podcast.
Okay. Hi, everyone. This is really scary, but anyhow, I will try my best. My name
Yes.
is Jana Fitzgerald. I'm operator. I make everything at that Foreign Chicks Bakery. I moved here from Ohio 11 years ago to Bartow County, Cartersville specifically, but I know Kennesaw area really well. I shop there a lot in my beloved store, Costco. Go there every week. So yes, so I'm a home baker. I started doing that because I wanted to make a little extra money while I was raising my children. And here we are talking to Pete.
Oh, beautiful. So you pronounce Jana, Jana?
Jana.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell, you don't have a what do you call a Southern accent. So
No.
where's that accent from?
So I was born in then Czechoslovakia, now known as Czech Republic. I lived in the States actually longer than I lived there, but for some odd reason, I cannot lose this accent. So I will have this forever.
It's beautiful. It's
Thank
beautiful.
you.
And I don't think I've ever had anybody on my show. This is a first from Czechoslovakia. I've had other countries all over the world.
Mhm.
So now I can say I've had my first podcast with somebody born in Czechoslovakia. So thank you for that. What would you say, like, when you're out there serving with food and providing just that conversation? Because like we had it at the Rotary Club, we were
Mhm.
talking about different
Mhm.
things. What
Mhm.
does food mean to you as it relates to just being in community?
Actually, connection. I feel like food brings people together. Food, it's everything. Like any kind of get together, there is food. There is, it's just food. It's everything, and especially if it's made with love and excitement, because that's what I do. I am excited serving people and feeding them. It's just my love language. I show that to my kids. They don't appreciate it now. I hope one day they will. That their mom
Yes.
sent them lunches and made them everything from scratch and cook their broth for 24 hours, which I called, golden whatever liquid.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I really hope they will appreciate it one day, like I do now. I am so sorry about my dog. Let me put him in the sunroom. I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
No problem. Jana will be back in just a minute. Because we do it live, sometimes little doggies come into the room. So, hey, that's the beautiful nature of having a podcast live, and we can do it remotely. So
Apologize.
that was awesome. What kind of puppy do you have?
He's Morky. He's little
Morky?
Morky. Every time
Yes,
somebody
I had
walks
a
by, he
Yorkie.
goes crazy.
Now, does that
What?
have anything to do with Yorkie? Because I had a
Yes, sir.
Yorkie.
Yeah.
Is it?
Mixture of
Oh,
Yorkie, and now you ask me Yorkie and something else. I forgot.
yeah, Yorkie.
Anybody's on
Yeah,
there? Write us.
what do they call it? They're such lovable pets. And then, I had four: a golden, a Yorkie, a Shiba Inu, and a kind of a combination mixed breed. I
Mhm.
think he had a lot of things in him. So tell me, I want to get back to the catering because that's where we met at the Rotary Club.
Mhm.
And when Sandra wanted you to come and serve, she was just she loved your excitement for what you do. So growing up, let's go back a couple of years. Like, what did you always have that excitement for life, for just because it's contagious and we only see ourselves from our own eyes? When did you kind of like embrace that? When did you see it? When did people compliment you on it?
I never heard that before. You are the
What?
first one.
No way.
No,
Come on.
I I actually didn't cook when I was growing up. I just watched my grandma,
Yeah.
my mom. I kind of like just helped outside with the farm stuff, like hay and taking care of my horse, or shoveling poop, basically, because we had
Mhm.
we grew our own food. We had animals, we butchered them, and I ate organically without even knowing. We just did it out of necessity because we were kind of poor growing up. So and now I'm looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, my mom did so much. Like every weekend, lunch
Mhm.
was ready at noon, soup and the second course. And now I'm looking at it, how did she do that?
Yeah,
It's insane.
so much. I have this app on my phone and it gives me a score. And so it'll tell you what's artificial and it'll go score. And I would be eating like banana pudding and I put blueberries, walnuts, all kinds of good, healthy stuff in it.
Mhm.
But the pudding was a manufacturer's pudding by Kraft and it got 0 out of 100. So I stopped eating it.
Yeah.
And I would always try to get my grandkids to eat it, and they never would because it was just throwing all this stuff in it. Our food tends to be a lot of processed,
Mhm.
ingredients. I
Yes.
know when we were at your event that you catered for the Rotary, everything was so authentic, delicious, and good.
You.
Did you always, like you're saying with your kids, giving them something healthy, have they been able to like make those choices to embrace natural foods because mom's been cooking those kind of things for them?
I love this question. Like, I'm tearing up right now because my son is 13 and he will tell my 8-year-old, why are you eating that? That's so bad for you. Or like my 17-year-old will make lunches with organic Greek yogurt and chia seeds and strawberries. And she's like I have goosebumps telling you that right now because even
Mhm.
when life gets really hard and when you see your kids already at this age realize that, and my daughter will make cakes for for her friends for birthday from scratch. It's like I feel like such accomplishment that i
Yes.
i feel like I done that. I helped that there, oh, I give you example. We were at Costco,
Okay.
my youngest and my son, and I'm like, do you guys want pizza or hot dog? And my son goes, I am not eating the junk. And I'm like, oh my gosh,
Good
I
for
love you.
him. Yes.
So yes,
Yes.
a little bragging.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry.
No, years ago, this is about 4 years ago, I had found this place called Clean Eats, which there's a lot of good stuff because people are rushed and they just throw stuff and they eat stuff. Well, she was a bodybuilder or a gym person, and she said to me, we bodybuilders or gym people always are aware of what they put in their body because they just know that if they're going to perform, they've got to have good stuff. So what your son saying that is brilliant, is just beautiful because if we grow up with processed quick foods, grabbing this, we
Yes.
get in a habit of just
Yes.
putting the wrong things in our body. What do you think as you look at the landscape of processed foods? What do you see a trend moving towards more natural foods that you've been
That's
able to observe through the farmers market in the
yes.
10 years, 11 years? Really? What
Yes,
are
and I
people
love it.
saying? Yeah.
I just think they come and see us for like good food that didn't come from overseas. It came, 30 miles radius, or they know that we produce it and we put our hearts in it, and they go and shop with us, and it's just incredible feeling. It is a little more expensive, obviously, than you would, but we just spend hours and hours. Like the guy who sells tomatoes for $4 a pound, he spent months doing that, probably growing it from the seed, tending to it. So of course, it's going to be a little more expensive, but the taste, it's just incredible. And like I said, again, I was doing all that growing up, didn't even know it. It was all like, oh, we are poor, but we ate literally everything from what we grew. My mom can't, because you couldn't buy anything back then in the stores. You couldn't go and buy strawberries in December. You go to your freezer, or you go what my mom can't, and we would have that for dessert. Or like I remember canned plums. Oh my gosh, we had plum trees, and we had canned plums and strawberries and cherries. I'm like, how did she do that? Again, I'm always going back. Like, I miss home so much. So I'm sorry I keep repeating that.
No, it's so good. I remember the first time I met your friend Morgan at Bonan's Bakery. She was opening up her shop, and I go to LA Fitness right in that same shopping center. So I stopped in just to say hello and introduce myself. She told me what she was creating. Then I had a guy on my podcast, and he mentioned this bakery that he buys. He has a co-working space in Kennesaw, and the sandwiches he was getting from Morgan was the biggest hit. People were loving it. They were just, and I didn't connect the name until on a Saturday, I'm seeing like a line almost, and all these cars out front, and I'm going, what the heck is that? And it was a year later, it was Morgan's Bakery.
Yeah.
People were Saturday morning at 8:00. They were just waiting to get in there to get some food. So I go and I bring all my friends to there. Every single one. I haven't had one friend say they love it. They always come back. They love the natural foods. They love the pastries, all the things that they serve. And so, but it's natural. It's made good food.
Yes.
So people do respond. They don't mind paying for higher quality, because we're, as Americans, we've been conditioned to be so fast at doing things. We grab things on the run. My friend George, his wife's from Bolivia, I think Bolivia. I called him yesterday and I said, isn't your wife from Czechoslovakia? He goes, no. But he's been on a kind of not a diet, but a food routine to try to make better choices, because he's working all around town. And, when you're in a hurry, you're grabbing things that don't always, they're not always good for your body. So tell me, like, when you first started at the farmer's market, that first couple months, what was it like stepping out of being a mom, raising your kids? Now you're kind of like stepping into the world of business. So what was that first month like?
Honestly, it was the tiniest market ever in Goshen, Ohio. It was in the field, in the park, with like 3 vendors. So I didn't make any money. I might bring home like $70, so I would spend more money on ingredients. But, you gotta start somewhere.
Yes.
And then I approached this amazing market in Loveland, Ohio. And you know what I did? So I knew you cannot get into this market, and I'm just starting out. So what I did, I brought them samples. I baked that stuff that day, and I brought it to them. I'm like, listen, this is my story. This is my name. They loved it, and they hired me on that spot. They're like, you can start next week.
Wow.
And this changed my life literally there. That's how I started, because Miss Donna, hi Donna, from Loveland Farmers Market, gave me this chance.
Well, I go to Costco a lot. I know you said you go there, and their thing is put the food in their mouth, let them taste it, let them try it. High quality food you have to taste. Say, wow, I want this. So when you feed people and it's that good, delicious, freshly made natural things. People love it and they don't mind paying for it.
Yes.
So when you're catering an event like our Rotary, like what's it like preparing? Like that day it was 5 o'clock. So take us through that day that you were going to be at our Rotary Club and serve food for us.
So it's actually really stressful because I just started catering. Like you guys are my, I don't know, fourth time catering, because normally I'm just baker at the farmers market or people will order bake stuff. But I actually love food. I love cooking even more than baking. So I really want to expand to this. But yes, it's so stressful. Like, will they like it? Will anybody talk to me? Will they like, and so people start telling me, oh, we love this pasta, or we love that. I'm always like, oh, like it's the best compliment. Honestly, I will tell you the truth. I don't even know how to like charge for stuff. So you got a really good deal because the part of charging and calculating, it's really hard.
Yes.
It's really hard for me. So I probably undercharge right now because I'm starting. So, hey, if anybody needs any catering, you probably get better deal now than you will 2 years down the road. So.
Well, it is. That's the nature of a cycle of business. We don't know all the answers, but we're out there figuring things out. I had a lady that a friend of mine introduced me to, and I'm going to introduce you to her because she does something very similar, and she didn't have it all figured out, because, when I said, what's your price? She didn't have a system set up, but that's part of business. So, being part of our Skool community, I'm pretty sure she's in there, but she got a job as a concierge at a senior home.
Okay.
And so she now is complementing, because catering takes a while to build up. And she wanted something on a regular basis that would give her the cash flow so she could lean into and be the best caterer, because her food was delicious too. So our community. So we'll introduce you to people, because that's, it's relationships. It's figuring things out, finding people that have been in catering longer, and ask that question: how did you price your things? Because if you don't price it right, you're not going to be in business long, because you have the cash flow, grow your business. So tell me a little bit about what's the biggest difference between Czechoslovakia and what we do here. Give us a little frame of reference.
You mean food-wise, or
the culture, just the difference that you see in your home country where you were born, what you see in Ohio and Bartow County?
Wow, I am honestly a little scared to answer that because I don't want to offend anybody.
No, just honestly.
So one thing, we are not very friendly over there. It
Really?
takes us longer to we don't smile as much. We don't ask, how are you? So I really like this part about America here a lot, because like you start talking to me right away. This just doesn't happen over there. Like we are more reserved. And I feel like, the America rub off on me in good way, because I'm like, yeah, hey, come try my samples, whatever. I would never, if I didn't move here, I don't think I would be the person I'm right now. And I also think it's easier to start business in America. I feel like people will support you. People will, I didn't really speak when I came here. I was like embarrassed to be foreign. So when somebody would ask me or say, hi, how are you? I would be like, hi, just hi. So I know if I say hi, they will not know I'm foreign, because I was embarrassed to be foreign. So but now you don't know how many times people came and said like, thank you for what you do. And like, we love having you here. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is so, I don't think this would happen in Czech Republic. So that's a lot of like positives, and people would help you a lot. Like strange, I met friends at the farmers market. I don't have any family here besides my 3 kids. So I met friends at the farmers market. We call it farmers market family, and it's the truth. Like it's just like you feel this sense of belonging.
Yeah.
And I love that because, like I said, I don't have any family here besides my 3 kids. So like the people at the market are like my extended farmers market family, and they are super nice. Most of people are super nice. So
Well, you know, it's that common bond of people in business for themselves, doing what they need to do to get their business out there. Makes sense that you have that bond with that type of family. Because, you know, I have a friend that he came from Barcelona. And so we were talking about when he came over, he didn't know how to speak one word of English.
yeah.
He didn't know the food, and he's going to school, and he met somebody from his home country, and they developed a friendship. But he had to learn how to speak, how to learn. And so he came to my Rotary. He ended up joining. But all of a sudden, this is what happened. He started, when he introduced himself, he was as funny as can be. And I never saw that because I had him on my podcast a half a dozen times. And I said, where did you get that humor from? And he says, I think in English, and the humor comes through in English versus his native tongue. So when you're thinking, do you, has it been so long from being in the Czech that you think in your English, or do you think in your native language?
I think in English, and I will even count in English. This is like craziest thing. I had English at school. I hated it. I'm like, we are so poor. I'm never going to travel. Why would I learn this? Why would I learn this? That was my mindset.
Yeah.
Being from like village and, you know, knowing, heck, we didn't even have car. How would I go travel somewhere? And here I am. Like, we don't plan our life. It just kind of happens. So here I am, like, thinking in English, counting in English. Like, sometimes I'm like, what is wrong with me? Like, why don't I use my own? I don't know. It just what happens.
Yeah. I think over time you're around. I have a friend that she's from Jamaica, and I love just listening to her. I said, just keep talking. And she's like, because she has had her accent for years, she doesn't see any. But same with yourself, because you have a unique accent, people love to hear that. And I think we just kind of, we don't realize what people observe in us. So we're thinking people will not accept us for that. But it's that uniqueness that people love to be around. And you have, what I told you that night is a connecting personality. That's probably the number one. If I had to look at all the interviews I've done, 400 of them, I will say the number one skill is that connecting. Like, I'm sure it doesn't surprise me that all your friends at the farmers market, you have that family type thing. So growing up, did you have that because of the culture, being with your grandmother, your mom on a farm? Was it kind of, do you see it now when you look back? Was that cultivating that personality where you just have that genuineness and that connecting to people?
I want to cry right now. Like, oh my gosh. So this is really weird because I look at myself as the most awkward person because I grew up around animals and older people. I literally wasn't around people. Like, I came home from school and I'm around my grandma, my grandpa, and animals. So I look at myself always like, oh my gosh, am I so weird? What I'm going to say? And now you're telling me this. I'm like, what? Are you seriously thinking like this? See, like you said, we don't see ourselves.
Yeah.
Like I am literally shocked you are telling me this.
Interesting.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. Well, I think we all, I always have, I don't know where I learned this, but a person said, send an email to 5 people and say, if you had to describe me, what would be the top 2 things you would say about me? And you hear things like, you're shocked that people say these things like, oh, this person is this. And loves to be around people, bubbly. She connects. She's always helping, and you're going like, really? That's me? Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, I know. I took my grandkids to a farm. It was the McKenna Farms, which is a farm that does special needs. And my friend, now she's a friend. She's spoken number of times. She has a farm animal. She calls it the funny farm.
Okay.
And so we're there, and my kids just love being around animals, pacas, all kinds of different animals, long hair, cows. I forget what they're called, but they just love it. And there was this little boy. He couldn't have been more than 6 years old. He had a chicken in his. He picked up the chicken. He had a smile from ear to ear. I'm sure it was the first time he ever held a real chicken. And he was walking around and so proud of himself, so happy. So I think there's something magical about our connection to animals.
Yes.
And I asked my granddaughters, like, what did you like? And it was like the paca, the animals, all the ones ever seen, and they were around them. Just and I watched them just observing and looking, and so there's something special about growing up on a farm. And she now provides that experience. She wants kids to be around animals, to experience different types. And so she has a farm in South Georgia. So let's go back to your making that venture out. There was a person I met, and she said the same thing. Like, my kids are grown up. They're more self-sufficient. And it was her stepping into a new career. She organizes. And she said, like, she hadn't worked in 20 years. Now she was heading out. And she was like, what do I do? And she found out what she loved to do is keeping the kids organized, keeping that organized. So now she does it for a living. But, you always want to lean into something you enjoy doing. Yeah. So when you're making things, like, what do you enjoy providing? Like dinners, breakfast, lunches? Give us an idea of just the cooking style that you enjoy.
First I thought I will just like ask, maybe provide just like desserts for people. Like, let's say, they have somebody else cater and I bring the desserts or whatever, or breads. But I'm like, I really love doing it all. Like, I want to do it all. I want people to know that I can cook too. And like I said, like, I just love seeing people enjoying what I make. Like, it's this like sense of like, like accomplishment, or I don't know even how to describe it. Like, it makes me happy and when I see the kids at the Rotary eating my bread and all that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, even kids are eating it. So, or like little kids telling me at the market, they will run to me and they be like, oh, bread lady, and hug me, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm just literally baker over here, and you're I don't know. I love feeding people. I don't know why. I just do. You know why? I will tell you why. Because in Czech, anybody who would come over, even workers, like let's say somebody was helping us with something, the guy who comes help us with a pig, butchering pigs, you make them the best food. You give them your best food. You feed them lunch. You always ask for, like, my mom would be asking you 10 times a day if you are hungry. And if you answer you are not, she will still give you plate with food. I'm not joking. I am not joking. She used to drive my sister's boyfriend crazy and sending food home to Prague because he was this city boy. And, here he is in the village, like my mom just feeding everyone. I guess it's in me. Like, you're supposed to feed people,
Yeah. And that when Claire was, when I got to know her, she was saying that, she enjoyed the same thing because she grew up around food. It was food was kind of the connector to people, family, getting together. And we always had a saying at this 55 and older community is, if you feed people, they will come. Like, provide the meal for them.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to introduce your business, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
feed them.
Mm-hmm.
Feed them, and they will
Mm-hmm.
come and enjoy it and be around. And she did. This was a couple weeks ago. She made some absolutely delicious food that she had grown up making. What do you think when it comes to like the difference? You said a little bit about the difference in here, a little bit more friendly than in the Czech. Is there anything in the activities that you can see in the different countries that you were able to pick up? Like you guys do this and we do this.
Yes. So my main thing I miss, it's walking. Like I cannot leave the house and just start walking. I gotta take the car, go somewhere to the park and go walk. But like over there, like, or like people here who is walking, you will think, oh, are they homeless? Why are they walking? Over there, it's normal. Like, or you can take your bike and go from the house and go ride your bike, on the regular road. Here, it's really unusual. So I miss this a lot. I miss this a lot, that the walking part, like, I never been on drive-through in my life in Czech Republic. I never had fast food till I came to US. I never had seafood till I came to US. I'm telling you, and this is, I don't mean disrespect, but I am a hillbilly. I'm a hillbilly, but like our house was on the hill. And then we ate meat and potatoes, but now I will tell you, I love seafood now. Took me a little while. But I love it now. It's just like this kind of difference. And you know what else? I love that we feed our children better at schools. That's so such a like kind of touchy topic. But I remember eating soup, the second meal they prepared at school. And I just wish we would feed our children better so they can start their life a little better and healthier. So we don't have diabetes at 10 years old but again, like, I don't mean to be disrespectful or anything like that. I really feel like food is medicine, and we shouldn't be feeding our children prepared fried food and sugar.
Absolutely. I gave up sugar 4 years ago. And I would have, like, I would eat dinner and then I'd have a little bit of like want something sweet, but you give it up and you get out of your system. I don't drink sugar in coffee. I don't, very little sugar overall. You just can foods taste so much better when you don't load it with sugar. This was about 40 years ago, went to Germany, Austria, and I'd walk by the windows and I'd see these beautiful cakes and pies, and then you'd eat it and it would be like, because you're so used to the sugar palate, it was like not what sugar. And it was like, it was a shocker that something could look and taste good without sugar.
Yes.
And so I think we just get used to things, like you said about kids' cafeteria food. I mean, I couldn't eat any of that stuff because it is low quality processed foods. And it makes a difference when you're putting that stuff in your body. That's why you mentioned diabetes. It's so early in life now. We're eating the wrong foods. So what are you most excited about right now as you venture out into catering and beyond, the farmers market? What are you most excited about?
So meeting new people, connecting with new people, because I will tell you, my life, it's kind of boring. I make everything on my own. Like, my best part, it's the 4 hours I see the people at the farmers market. And, they will tell me stories. I might not remember all the names, but I remember their stories. Like, the connection, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't even describe it. And I think, again, because, like, I have nobody here besides my kids. Like, I absolutely, like, Sandra, like, calling me. I was literally so excited getting texts from her. She's like, can you cater? I'm like, yes. Then I'm running to my kids and telling them, oh my gosh, I'm going to do catering in Kennesaw.
Yeah.
So like the connection, because like I just miss seeing people.
Yes. Yeah.
So
No, there's something magical about the human connection.
mhm,
If I'm not doing
mhm,
podcast or creating, it's perfectly quiet. But when I go to my Rotary on Thursday
mhm.
morning, it's like I'm a lion out of a cage because we love and crave being around
Yeah.
people. But
Yes.
I'm kind of an introvert extrovert, so I have to charge the batteries.
Mhm.
Want to be out there with
Mhm.
people because people are so fun and exciting,
Yeah.
and you have to have that balance between.
Mhm.
I want to
Yes.
be respectful of time. I know you're going to a ribbon cutting today.
Yes.
Tell our viewers, how can they get a hold of you to be able to enjoy your delicious food?
So you could follow my Facebook page at that Foreign Chicks Bakery. I also have Instagram, and I think it's that Foreign Chicks Bakery. I mean, I'm sure if you search that Foreign Chicks Bakery, you can find it. I also have website, but it's kind of like newish website, so it's kind of
Mhm.
hard to find yet. I really need somebody to help me do the website and teach me this technology stuff. It's so embarrassing, but I've been just
It
raising kids.
isn't it? I mean, I've been here 40 some years and I know a couple people. So we'll be able, because there's nothing more special than helping people grow their business. And, you don't want to do everything. If you put me in a kitchen and ask me to cook like you do, it would be a disaster. So
I
I
am no, I'm
stay in
sure
my
not.
lane. But and that's kind of what you want to do is do what you do best and outsource the rest because the more you're doing the connecting, the more you're meeting people, the more you're putting food in front of them.
Mhm,
That's the special thing because everybody can relate to that. But
mhm.
the other things, we don't know all things. It's just finding people to do that. So we'll help you as we go on this journey to put yourself out there to more people so they can enjoy your food. So, what would you say? What would be the one thing that you would want our viewers to take home from our time on this podcast?
That literally anything you can do anything that you want because the first attending the farmers market, I didn't know what I was doing. I honestly started making potato chips. I was gonna sell potato chips and I'm like, are you crazy? Potato chips, like why would I even think that? I had labels ready and everything, and then I just started doing breads and what I know. I always think I have to do something that I don't know, and I'm like, why wouldn't I stick to stuff that I know already? So I just feel like if you try something, you can be good at it because like I am really proud to say that like my account on Facebook grew to 3,000 followers, which is huge for me for somebody who doesn't have storefront. And I appreciate every single comment, every single like, because I started with like 0. And I'm like, nobody will ever, why would they even follow me? Like, why would they follow me? And here we are, like 12, 13 years later, they are, and they enjoy my food. Like what they can take. They can find me at the Cartersville Farmers Market,
Okay.
which is opening day May 2nd.
Okay.
And I've been attending this market. This is going to be my 11th year. And
Ooh.
11 years. I started it before it got all crazy and exploded. We are #1 market in whole Georgia in the last 3 years, I think, because Miss Regina Shaw brought this market to like, you cannot imagine. It went from I don't even know black to I don't know black to white. I don't know how you say this comparison, whatever. But it's just we are #1 in whole Georgia, so you need to come see us May 2nd, opening day.
Oh, I've got to come up there and see the market in action and see you with your family because
Yeah,
that
you
would be
will love
very
it. You
special.
will love it. It has so much energy, and you know what else? I see these people who was born in Cartersville, and they're seeing people. They're like connecting with people they went to school with, and they're standing in circles and catching up. It's like it's not just place to buy food; it's place of connecting, seeing old friends, listening to music, just kind of
Yeah.
like enjoying life, like being alive. It's place that you really feel alive. You feel like it's so vibrant, and it's just
Mhm.
it's I feel like it's more than just farmers market. It's just place to be, honestly.
Ooh, that is so good. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
taking
you
the
so
time.
much.
This is very special, your first podcast. And
Yes.
we want to make sure we want to echo this out. You can obviously put it on your Facebook and all the different pages. So let people get to know Jana. Okay.
Okay.
So Jana Fitzgerald, thank you so much for being a guest on our podcast. We appreciate you taking the time to be with us.
Thank you